The following is a fan-made review. Angel Beats is the property of TBS, PA Works, SENTAI FILMWORKS, MANGA Entertainment, and June MAEDA. Please support the official release. Just give me a minute. I'm sorry. What up, y'all? It's the Black Anime Guy, and I think I just saw one of the saddest and most beautiful animes I've seen in a long time. It's called Angel Beats, and the opening speaks for itself. It was so touching and so endearing. Let's get to the narration. Angel Beats begins with a boy named Yuzuru Otonashi, who wakes up in an unfamiliar place. He meets Yurupe, leader of the Like-Hell-I'm-Dead Battlefront, and explains to Otonashi that he is dead and in purgatory. Not believing the outrageous statement, he walks away and bumps into a girl with very light blue hair known as Angel, the main enemy of the Battlefront. After a while, Otonashi accepts that he is dead and joins the Like-Hell-I'm-Dead Battlefront to stop Angel and find a way to obtain peace. Now, I watched this anime at the request of one of my subscribers by the name of Joe Philiptic Fit. I'm going to put their name down right here. And they said they wanted me to watch Angel Beat. And I said, oh yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. I looked it up. It was only 13 episodes long with 2 specials. I was like, I can do this in one day. And lo and behold, one day later, here's my review. I went into this anime having no expectations whatsoever. I didn't know anything about it. I have not seen any trailers or anybody ever talk about it. It's actually a fairly recent anime. This anime is so beautiful. I'm 2 for 2 on good animes, man. These people giving me requests to make these anime reviews, thank you. So let's get into the reasons why I really enjoyed this anime. First being that the first episode alone will pull you in. It starts with this guy. He opens his eyes, kind of like a reference to Lost or some shit like that. And then you see like this girl holding a gun, a guy wielding some type of axe-like thingy. It felt like a video game when I was first watching it. It was so freaking awesome. I really liked the concept, the idea of that these people are dead. They're in purgatory and they're fighting against God. They are rebelling against God. The animation is so crisp, so clean. It looks so vivid and stuff. Dude, like, animes are like stepping up in animation. Because you look at the animes back then, like in the 90s, they're like very stoic, mouth moving like this kind of. Now they're moving, now they're talking more. It's really interesting. And I like the animation in this anime. The characters were fun and interesting. I love some of their backstories explaining why they were there, why they didn't want to leave, the grudges that they have against the world. But slowly but surely they develop and they learn to move on into the next life. And it was very touching to see that. Weirdly enough, some of the characters in this anime kind of reminded me of characters from the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. She kind of reminds me of Kion in so many ways. He's just that straight-laced guy who's kind of like just there because he's dragged there. And he's like, oh, I gotta do this, gotta do that. But he has more depth and more feeling than Kion does. So I'll give him props for that. Second one being Yurupe, who kind of reminds me of Haruhi Suzumiya. I mean, sort of, if you look at them, they kind of look alike with their outfits kind of looking the same. I mean, just look at it back and forth. You see it kind of. And the way that they command people and how they take control of the situation, it felt like Haruhi Suzumiya to me. Then we got your quiet girl, who is Angel in this show, but was Nagato in the Haruhi Suzumiya series. The Koizumi of this anime is without a doubt Hinata, who has very homosexual tendencies for our main guy, Otomashi.
さっきは助かったぜ。いいってことよ。俺さ、お前のこと結構気に入ってんな。これなのか？ちげえよ!
This show does a very great job at balancing drama, action, and comedy very well in the show. Like, there will be some scenes where you're like crying a river, and then there's going to be some scenes where you're like, yeah, that's awesome! And then there will be some scenes where you're like, that's hilarious. The music is probably the best part of the show. It's so endearing, it's so enjoyable, it makes you want to rock out, it makes you want to cry. There's so many emotions portrayed in the music alone playing. And also the opening scene, as you saw, it's very touching and it's like endearing. It makes you want to cry and weep. And the ending of this anime has to be one of the best endings I've ever seen. It made me laugh, it made me cry. It was a little slow, but it was really touching, and I was glad I saw it because it was so beautiful. I'm not even kidding. If you ever see this anime, watch the end. You will cry. I promise you. I was crying. Now, as most shows, there are some cons, and this show is without exception as well. First being that there are just generic characters. Those characters that just never develop from that stage of that one thing they have to be. They never go further from that, which is actually very prevalent in this series. But I don't blame them because it's kind of hard to shove in 30 characters telling all their stories within 13 episodes, and we're gonna get to that real soon. I wish that they could have ventured out into more places in this purgatory-like universe. I wish they would go hunting or go hiking or go living life like what they wanted to do in real life. But mostly it's centered around the school, around caves. I think there was one scene where they actually went fishing and they were there for 2 minutes and they left. I wish there were more scenes like that to see them trying to live the life that they couldn't live. Going back to the whole generic characters, I wish that they went further on some of the characters' backgrounds. Why they were there, how did they get there, why are they resisting God, They don't explain it for all of the characters, or at least most of them, only some. There was one character in particular, Noda, who I didn't get no explanation for why he was there, yet he was one of the most interesting characters. I wanted to know why he was there. Why was he holding back from moving on? I didn't really get the satisfaction of getting to know that. The girl that hid in the shadows and cared about the little small puppy thingies, I want to know why she was still there too. What was her reason for still being there? It's a lot of unanswered questions for me. Why they were there and why they didn't want to move on and stuff. How'd they die? Questions I wanted answered but didn't get it. And my biggest con is this show is too damn short. The reason that there's so many generic characters in the show is because they never could expand because they had a short amount of time to do so little. Literally 13 episodes and 2 specials. That is not enough. You could go so many places with this concept. You could have them go hiking, maybe talk to people in the living world, or see God or something. There's so many they could do, but they shortened it to 13 episodes. That is not enough, and that is unfair. But I'm gonna calm down because it was a great anime and I liked it. But overall, I really like this anime. I really recommend that you all go see it. It's one of the few things in this world, anime, movies, TV shows, or anything, that has ever made me laugh and cry at the same time. And for that, I will give this show a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is a near perfect anime. Anyway, what did you guys think of this anime? If you saw it, and if you didn't, I really recommend you to go see it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment below and let me know. Anyway, this is the Black Anime Guy, and I hope to see you soon with another anime review. Till then, peace, YouTube.